Good day, investors. My name is Jerry Sand, the CEO of eWise. Along with me stand the team, Jared Goggin, head engineer, Jasper Jan, the operations manager, Stefan Sinyana, the market analyst, and Nicholas Ski, the chief financial officer. I'm sure we can agree on that energy is changing. In the recent years, there has been a great demand in green energy solutions. The world is pushing towards a more conservative use of electricity. Here in South Africa, we experience load shedding. We're getting power outages because of poor management. Did you know that load shedding has cost South Africa an estimate of 80 billion rand per month? So, as energy consumers, what can we do? How? How can we be more energy conservative? We need to be able to manage our resources, of course. We need to be able to measure the amount of resources utilized in a certain period of time, and to be in control of what we use. Because you can only control what you measure. At eWise, we have created a power management service, an energy-saving product, to help industrial firms to save money and save energy. The eWise meters are connected across all the equipment of the factory, and we are linked to the head-end Wi-Fi module, which communicates to the eWise database over the internet, which Jared will discuss shortly. It is an essential service to implement in a factory, as electricity prices are rising in South Africa. Most factory bills easily amount to more than 1 million rand per month, and power-hungry factories use more than 60% of South Africa's electrical energy, and the electricity supply cannot keep up with the demand. From this graph, courtesy of Eskom, we can see that the continued hike in electricity prices will continue to push the demand of energy-saving products. With this power management service, factories can take control of their energy use and monitor the electricity cost of equipment. It gives factories the tools to use no more than is needed. Owners get an idea of what things cost by checking which equipment and machines cost the most to run. With the eWise power management system, it lets factories to set a budget, to be in control of their costs. Environmentally, the eWise meters give factories a cost-effective way to reduce their carbon footprint, allowing them to be more aware of the environment. It can potentially decrease the demand on South Africa's power grid, alleviating the demand on electricity. The eWise meters are connected to the internet, so they will talk to us. So eWise, we will be able to provide an accurate analysis of the stats and figures of the factory, which ensures more accurate bills. This means no estimated bills, no tricky meter readings, and no hassle, which allows factories to make sense of their energy bills. At eWise, we will be able to give factories advice to be more energy effective, helping them to pay less. And now I hand you over to Jared Dobbin, the head engineer.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everybody. We at eWise provide a complete power monitoring solution to our clients' factories. By measuring the power consumed by all the equipment and machinery in the factory, we provide a detailed analysis of the consumption of the facility, as well as make recommendations as to how their business can run more efficiently by minimizing unnecessary losses. We know that large factories can have monthly energy bills well over R1 million. By running large machines 24/7 to manufacture a host of consumer items costs a lot of money. We realize the value that small changes can have when multiplied over time. This is why we are passionate about what we do. Just think about this. What if we could make every machine in the client's factory just 2% more efficient? When you add it all up, these small gains add up to a remarkable improvement. Improving the overall efficiency of a client's factory by just 2% when paying over R1 million per month on electricity will save them as much as R20,000 per month. That's over R240,000 per year. Let me share some details about the actual product that we offer. As I said, eWise is a smart energy management system designed to monitor the electricity usage of all major equipment in industry and factories. As you can see, there are three major components to the product that we offer. All of these have been designed in-house, drawing on our various areas of expertise. The first of these devices is the eWise power meter. These devices are extremely quick and easy to install. They connect between the power outlets and each individual machine. These devices consist of hardware which measures both real and apparent power. This is important because industrial plants and factories pay for their apparent power, not their real power. So if the power factor angle is not 0, meaning that the power factor is not equal to 1, then the apparent power will be greater than the real power. So the closer we can bring apparent power to real power, the better for our client's bank account. Data is collected and then transmitted wirelessly to a central processing unit in the factory via radio frequency transmitters. These have a range of approximately 75 to 100 meters. Factories where this range might be an issue are easily catered for by introducing intermediate transceivers which will relay the data to the central processor at the other branch. Using the factory's Wi-Fi connection, the data which was collected was then uploaded to our secure web database via our head-end Wi-Fi module. The client will be able to log in and view their real-time energy usage, including both real and apparent power of every piece of machinery in the factory. The client will also be able to view the average consumption for the past day, week, or month. Another great feature of our system is that it is possible to turn on or off any piece of equipment in the factory remotely. I'll share a quick example with you as to why this could be useful. Let's say the client slows down production for the night shift, but some machines have been left idling, wasting money while not making any products. There are two solutions to this. Either we can send the client a notification and they can switch these machines off from the web-based application, or we can set up a timer to turn these machines off that have been idling for a specific time. Our product is offered first and foremost as a service. Our service revolves around making our clients' manufacturing processes more efficient. By signing a service agreement contract with us, we will measure and track every detail of our client's factory's energy profile, as well as develop a personalized strategy to help them reduce losses, saving them money and giving them the peace of mind that nothing is going to waste. At the end of the contract, we will implement any final energy saving strategies, including the power factor correction, and then remove our equipment. We are confident that our system works, and we know that we can help our clients save money by simply being more conscious of how much energy they're using and knowing when they can switch off. I hand it on to Jess, our operations manager, who will speak to you about our business operations.
Thank you, Jared. Alright. Operations management can be focused into 4 distinct areas, namely service delivery, supply chain management, staffing, and finally, operational facilities. Now, as Jared just pointed out, our product is offered first and foremost as a service. However, before we can offer this service, we first need to install the equipment in our client's facilities. And our highly qualified installation crew will be tasked with this job. After traveling to the client's facilities, our crew members will firstly find a suitable spot to install the Wi-Fi module, as this is the heart of the system. This spot needs to be an area in which all the e-meters can reach, as clear communication between these two modules is of utmost importance. The e-meters then can be installed on all the machines and devices that the client requires, and then this facility is now ready to be monitored. It's important to note that this equipment remains the property of eWise and cannot be sold, only leased to clients. We charge the client a once-off payment fee for the installation after they sign a minimal length contract of 2 years. Now, why 2 years? Well, we need a long enough period to be able to monitor the facility seasonal trends in order to provide them with accurate energy saving solutions. And we would also ideally like to retain as much of our clients as possible. And the following graph from a reliable source on the internet indicates that clients shows the retention rate by contract length, and it shows that clients who sign a contract length of more than 2 years is more likely to remain with the company. Alright, now moving on to supply chain management. Our product consists of combining several smaller components into one larger working system. Now, given that the nature of these products is electronics, China was deemed to be the most appropriate region to source these raw materials. Now, even though component costs in China are a lot cheaper, we at eWise will personally ensure that the quality of these components are not compromised and be of the necessary quality standards. Now, seeing as how we won't need the manufactured product in large volumes, the manufacturing process will then also be outsourced. And taking advantage of proximity, the manufacturing plants will then be located in China as well. Shenzhen, to be specific, as Jerry's uncle does own a manufacturing plant in that area. The finished product will then be exported to South Africa, where we'll meet our crew. Now, the beauty about our service is that it's not labor intensive at all. Therefore, our entire workforce consists of the 5 of us standing in front of you. We could have upwards of 50 clients and still be able to manage them with a meager 5 employees. This is possible because of the nature of our service offered, and it allows for this kind of client to staff ratio. And the factory workers are not considered ours, since we do not own the manufacturing plant. Now, this next graph shows
your client to staff ratio of your average IT industry as compared to that of eWise. And as can be seen, your average IT industry requires almost double the amount of employees that we require in order to service the same number of clients. And also from this graph, it shows that at roughly 50 clients, we could handle with 5 employees, after which we would inevitably have to increase our staff numbers. Now that was just a comparison. And this next graph shows our projected number of clients for our first 5 years into operation. And this is the total number of staff, new and old, total number of clients, new and old included. And as we can see, roughly after, 5 years into operation, we're only going to get roughly 50 clients. So this is still very profitable, as Nick will show you in an instant. But this is to illustrate that this is an area where our business can really benefit, because we don't need that many employees at all. Operational facilities will then cater to our small number of staff. Seeing as how our entire workforce consists of 5 people, and most of the labor consists of working on computers, our operational facilities will then therefore be in Jared Dobbins' house in Cape Town in order to minimize costs and maximize profits. This is possible because we don't need huge servers for our database, and we just need a small computer for each of our crew. We do, however, need a space to meet with our clients. And for this purpose, we'll rent a virtual office space. And what a virtual office space is, it's just a piece of property rented out by companies to provide instant offices and boardrooms at our request. And this will give us a space where we can negotiate with clients and set up contracts while eliminating the hefty cost of renting a permanent office space. And what this would do is it will uphold our professional image, and it will convey to the clients that we're a well-established company. Our market analyst, Safo, will now speak to you about the market.
Thank you, Jasper. As Jerry has mentioned earlier, that load shedding is the result of Eskom being unable to meet the electricity demand. The utility is currently dependent on consumers to save electricity in order to alleviate their electricity network. The chart here shows the energy consumption per sector in South Africa. The industrial sector is consuming 60% of South Africa's energy. The commercial sector 14%, the residential at 16%. Now, if you look at this chart, you will see that the industrial is the giant consumer of energy in South Africa. Because our economy is dependent on the industrial sector and the commercial sector, we will be targeting the industrial sector because it is the main consumer in our country. We will start by servicing the Western Cape, because the Western Cape there are about 500 industrial firms, and these are the companies that will appreciate any form of energy saving, because this will reduce their energy bill. And here I'm talking about companies like Transnet, Chevron, Afropec, and Accelometer. We are planning to reach about 10% of these companies in the next 5 years of our operation. The need to save electrical energy in South Africa has created opportunities for electrical engineering companies to manufacture and develop energy-saving products. And these are companies like Schneider Electric, Elect247, and Electrical Solutions. These companies are not our direct competitors, because what they do, they sell energy-saving products. They don't offer the service like we do. Our direct competition is with PowerStar, ETF Energy Management Services, Sustainable, and Eaton. Their service is different from ours, price-wise, because Eaton is 10,000 and PowerStar is doing it at 12,000 and ours is 9,600 rands. Now, what is common now about these companies is that their product measures the energy consumption, and then they send their customers the power energy, the energy consumption profile. Whereas our product does not only measure the energy consumption, it enables the customer to use, it enables the customer to measure to measure the consumption per appliance. And after we've collected data, we will send our customers power usage reduction plan. This will enable the customer to use energy efficiently and save energy. In turn, this will help the customer to take advantage of ESCOM's and the municipalities' incentives for saving energy. Because the government in South Africa is concerned about energy consumption, the Department of Energy has implemented the National Energy Efficiency Strategy. This strategy sets the target to improve energy efficiency in South Africa by 12%. And 32 companies have committed themselves to energy saving. They have signed an energy efficiency accord committing themselves to these targets. We will therefore collaborate with the Department of Energy and ESCOM to promote our product, because one of the strategies, because the Department of Energy promotes power consumption, power saving products and efficient products. And we will advertise on ESCOM's website, because ESCOM also advertises and promotes energy saving products on their website. We will also advertise on engineering magazines such as Engineering News and Mining Weekly. I will now hand over to Nick, who will take us through the financial side of the business.
Thanks, Alpha. Good day, everyone. As you can see, I'll be walking us through the financial aspect of the company. I'll start by looking at the costs associated with the business, then move on to projected revenue and incomes, and I'll be ending off with an analysis on the growth of the company and how it ties into your investment. Starting off with cost projections, looking at our startup costs specifically. These include the data center equipment and setup, the initial stock required to service our first sales clients, the stock storage facility, as we do not have our own offices or factory to store the goods ourselves, the installation equipment and company car so that we can carry out the installations, and then the legal work associated with starting a company, namely the contract write-up and proof of concept. We've estimated these startup costs to amount to 180,000 Rand. Moving on to running costs. Our running costs are relatively low as we don't have to maintain the factory or the office space. We do, however, have a large shipping expense which drives our running costs due to the fact that all our goods are manufactured in China. There are a few running costs that are unique to our company other than the standard business expenses such as water and electricity, internet, etc. And that includes the storage space rental for our stock, the domain rental for our website and our clients' their energy usage profile, as well as the virtual office space. We have projected that our running costs will increase by around 30% each year, as shown in the graph on the right. As you can see, the startup cost in the beginning, and then the sharp increase in the first year as we get onto our feet, and then the general 30% increase in costs as the years go on. Now moving on to the asset cost per client. As Jasper mentioned, the goods installed in the factory are owned by eWise. So whenever we obtain a new client, we have to purchase those goods and they're owned by us as they become an asset. So let's look at the cost per client in terms of the hardware that we install in their company. So each power meter costs us 770 Rand, with the Wi-Fi module costing 1,080 Rand. Now, because it's an asset, we have to account for its depreciation, and so we will be replacing the hardware every 4 years. The average factory size, we estimate will have around 30 power meters and 1 Wi-Fi module. This results in a total asset cost of 24,000 Rand per factory. That's 24,000 Rand that we have to spend on purchasing the assets to install in the factory. Moving on to the projected revenue. So we have 2 revenue streams, the primary being the income received per month from the services, and then the once-off installation charge, equal to 10% of the cost of goods installed. We have based our invoices on a per meter basis. Therefore, larger factories with more meters will be charged more. 330 Rand per meter per month. This will give us a 3-month payback period on that 24,000 Rand that we initially spent. So the assets that we install will receive the money within 3 months. Based on the average factory size discussed earlier, 30 power meters and 1 Wi-Fi module, we estimate an income per factory of 9,600 Rand per month. Now looking at our projected revenue, as it increases with our number of clients, as Jasper mentioned, we can see that the target of 4 million Rand turnover within 4 years, as we reach our 40 clients after 4 years. Notice that we hope to attain 10% market penetration after 5 years, i.e. 50 factories of the plus minus 500 that Safo notified us of. Now looking at the profitability of the company. We can see that the company becomes profitable in its 4th year of operation. After year 4, we will retain 20% of the accumulated profits within the company, and the remaining 80% will be distributed amongst our shareholders, leaving the blue line showing the retained earnings within the company. Just notice the just under 2 million Rand in dividends after 5 years, which makes any investor smile. Looking at our projected cash flow. So, as you can see from this graph, in the first 4 years of operation, we are unable to sustain ourselves, i.e. our expenses outweigh our incomes. So, we will need initial capital investment and a loan to keep the business cash flow positive so we can continually purchase trading stock and continue to service our clients. So a loan as well as an initial investment, both adding up to 1 million Rand, will keep our business cash flow positive as seen by the graph. So in year 4, when we are able to sustain ourselves, we will start paying dividends, which is where the excess profit gets sent to our shareholders, and that's why the graph levels out here, instead of continuing to grow exponentially. And then, as well as the loan, we will be repaying the loan in the 5th year. See by that slight dip there. So the graph will level out like that. So, okay, moving on to the investment information. So the required capital investment from you is 250,000 Rand. This will give you 20% equity within the company. Let's look at how this equity is going to grow over 5 years. So as you can see, sort of the entire bar represents the equity within the whole company, and the dark green represents your 20% equity. After the 5 years, you will have just exceeded your initial 20% equity that you invested. But however, this does not give a true reflection on your return on investment, which is why I'll bring you to our invested dividends obtained chart on the right. As you can see, by the end of year 5, you'll obtain just under 400,000 Rand in dividends. This gives a 5-year return on investment of around 171%. And now over to Jerry for some concluding remarks.
Thank you, Nick. So from the financial analysis, we can see that we're very profitable with 171% 5-year return on investment. Safo has mentioned that we have a very large target market, and Jasper has discussed that we are capable of managing many clients with a low staff number. Now, as a business, you want to make money, but a business needs to learn how to save money. A business needs to be efficient in the way it uses money. One of the key things to a successful business is management. And eWise provides this. It puts factories in control of their number one resource, power. I'd like to end off with a quote by Stephen Covey, a successful American businessman and a very motivational speaker. Management is efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Investing in us is the right idea. We're gladly open to any questions you have for us.
We've got much time for...
Jesus.
I would actually love to give you just a little bit of time to feedback, but there's not a lot of time.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's